Let's start with a quiet thought, just for you. What's one area in your life right now where you feel you need to slow down, maybe seek some guidance before moving forward?
It's a deep question, isn't it? Something that really touches us when we're facing uncertainty or just yearning for, well, a clearer direction.
Absolutely. So many of us, we long for that deeper sense of inner direction, that inner compass.
Hmm.
Today, we want to explore what it really looks like, what it means to live a life that's truly aligned with a higher purpose.
Yes, how we can maybe perceive and then actually follow that guidance, which is often quite subtle.
Our conversation today, it's really an invitation for you to journey with us. We want to look at how you might perceive this guidance in your own daily life.
Right, and how to follow it. We'll touch on some principles and some real-world experiences too.
The aim is really to offer some clarity, maybe some practical insights
Exactly, so you can navigate decisions, your relationships, even how you respond to things.
with more purpose.
With purpose, yes, and with peace and a real inner strength.
Okay, so let's start with the core idea. What is a guided life? Because I think it gets misunderstood sometimes.
It really does.
Living a truly guided life?
Well, it isn't about reaching some state of perfection, is it?
No, not at all. That's such a key point. It's fundamentally about receiving and then, following divine direction consistently.
Which feels different because we often strive for that flawlessness, don't we? We think we have to get it all right first.
We do. But this isn't about arriving at some perfect destination where suddenly you have no flaws.
So it's more of a process.
It's absolutely a process, a continuous journey of growth, of alignment. Think of it like walking a path, step by step,
Not a fixed point.
not a fixed point. It's about cultivating that receptivity, that openness, and being willing to respond to the quiet promptings, not waiting until you feel perfect.
Okay, so if it's this ongoing journey, this path, is there a foundational idea, maybe a principle that helps us grasp it?
Well, there's a scripture in Galatians 5.25 that really captures it beautifully. Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit.
Exactly. And that's not just theology, right? It's incredibly practical.
It sounds like an invitation.
It is an invitation to deliberately align your daily choices, your interactions, even your gut reaction.
With that spiritual influence.
Yes, to walk in step. It's about harmony, about moving with something greater.
And the ultimate aim then, what are we striving for in this alignment?
The ultimate aim is really to tune your heart to these divine promptings.
Tune your heart like an instrument.
Precisely, like a sensitive instrument listening for a subtle melody. When your heart is tuned, those promptings aren't just noise.
Can become clear signals.
Right, signals that actively influence your decisions, guiding you toward, well, genuine peace and purpose. It's like developing an inner ear.
Which brings up that big question lots of people have. How does this guidance actually show up? Is it, a booming voice or something quieter?
That's such a common question. And the reality, often overlooked, is that divine guidance is typically very gentle.
Not a shout then.
No, definitely not a shout most of the time. It comes more as quiet promptings,
Yeah,
nudges, or just a quiet, persistent sense of direction.
like a whisper.
Exactly, like a soft whisper in your spirit. That feeling of maybe call that person, or hold off on that decision, or just slow down here.
Okay, those subtle internal feelings.
Yes, those are the signals we're talking about.
So if it is that gentle, then becoming receptive, really listening, that's crucial.
Absolutely paramount. You can't force it. It's something you nurture.
How do you do that? How do you cultivate that receptive heart?
Well, it often starts with consciously pausing to listen before jumping into action, especially in our busy lives.
Choosing patience.
Choosing patience over impulse, yes, and letting love guide your responses, even when it's difficult. It's a very deliberate shift.
And sometimes this guidance, it might not seem logical, right?
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will seem illogical. It might go against conventional wisdom or what seems sensible.
So trust comes into play.
Big time. Trusting a wisdom that's beyond our immediate understanding. We have some examples that show this really clearly.
Okay, let's hear them. These real-life illustrations can make it so much clearer, especially when the guidance seems, well, unconventional.
Definitely.
So-
Let's take the case of a business owner in Arizona. She felt this very strong, undeniable prompting deep down
What was it?
to delay a major expansion she had planned. Now, financially, strategically, it made zero sense to wait. All the signs pointed to go.
Everything looked good on paper.
Everything. But she said, the spirit wouldn't let me move forward. Despite all the logic, She listened to that inner resistance, that quiet voice.
Wow. That
Yeah.
takes courage. So what happened? What was the result of her listening?
Well, just a few months later, the market took a completely unexpected, sharp downturn.
Oh, wow.
Her decision to delay, which seemed irrational at the time, actually protected her entire company from huge financial losses, losses that really hurt her competitors. It taught her something profound. She often says now, walking with the Spirit doesn't always look logical, but it's always right.
That's a powerful lesson in protection through obedience.
It really is.
Okay, that's a big business decision.
Mhm.
What about smaller things? Everyday life? Relationships? Does it work there too?
Absolutely. Think about this college student in North Carolina, just a normal student.
Okay.
She felt this subtle nudge, just a fleeting thought, really, to check in on a classmate she hardly knew.
Easy to ignore something like that.
So easy. She even said later, I almost ignored the nudge. It felt so small. Just one more thing in a busy day.
But she didn't ignore it.
She didn't. She acted on it. Maybe sent a text, started a conversation. Just
Yeah.
that simple, small act of obedience. It opened the door to a really deep friendship. Led to meaningful conversations about faith, mutual support, things she never expected.
From just checking in.
From just checking in. It shows how, truly, small obedience leads to divine encounters. Even tiny promptings can have these profound, divinely arranged outcomes.
That really brings it down to earth. Every little step, every little nudge can matter.
Exactly.
So hearing these examples, what does this all mean for us, for you listening? What are the practical benefits of living this way?
Well, the benefits are genuinely transformative. They touch every part of your life. First, there's a kind of protection.
Protection. How so?
You start to naturally steer clear of things that might drag you down. Bad choices, unhealthy relationships, paths that would lead to regret. There's a discernment that keeps you safe.
Okay, so avoiding the negatives. But is there more?
Oh, definitely. It's not just about avoidance. Second, it actively lifts you into a new way of living.
Lifts you.
Yes, it's a real feeling. Your life starts to have this genuine sense of purpose beyond just goals, and abiding peace even when things are chaotic, and an inner strength, a resilience.
Purpose, peace, power.
That's it. And third, and maybe most importantly, it changes who you are on the inside.
Your character.
Your character. The more you practice living in alignment, the more naturally you start reflecting qualities like love, patience, compassion, kindness. You become more like Christ. That's the deepest transformation.
That's profound. So if this is the potential, this transformation, how can you, listening right now, actually cultivate that quietness, that attentiveness needed to hear this guidance
It really does start with intentional pausing, making space,
in the middle of everything?
especially in the middle of everything, making deliberate space for quiet reflection, for listening before you react or act, creating that internal stillness.
Maybe just a few moments to start the day, or before replying to a tricky email.
Exactly. Small pockets of silence. And it's not just for the big decisions, remember.
Right, the everyday moment.
It's about conscious choices in those small moments. Choosing patience when you feel that flash of irritation. Letting love guide your response instead of defensiveness.
Building the muscle, sort of.
That's a great way to put it. Building the muscle of receptivity. And crucially, responding to the nudges, even the small ones.
Like the college student.
Just like her. That small obedience is key. It opens you up to hear more clearly next time. It's a skill you develop.
It's learned.
It's learned and developed. The more you practice pausing, choosing consciously responding, the more natural it becomes. The more you reflect those deeper qualities.
So the main takeaway here, it's less about expecting some dramatic voice
Much less.
and more about nurturing a life that's quiet enough, attentive enough to actually hear him.
Precisely. Cultivating that inner stillness, that attentiveness, so you can discern the gentle promptings amidst all the noise and busyness. It's about that internal relationship.
So let's circle back, inviting you to consider again, maybe with fresh eyes now.
That question we started with.
What's one area in your life where you need to slow down, pause, and truly seek guidance before moving forward?
Take a moment with that. This journey, this path of receiving and following inner guidance, it's ongoing, it's transformative.
It really does promise direction and purpose and that deep inner peace.
Remember, it's less about finally achieving perfection.
And much more about that responsive, unfolding journey, taking it one quiet, obedient step at a time.